Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. We eat sandwiches and play games. Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. A podcast for everyone's taste.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Taste of Dragons, the Toddcast, the video game podcast that all you mascots listen to. And this week, we're getting lost in random. The news is avenging Game Pass, and the dragon this week isn't pandering to his audience, streamer Admiral Bahroo. And as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
I'm Manda.
And I'm Joe.
Hey guys, it's just the four of us this week. And yes, that is my voice again hosting. Manda and Troy did a fantastic job guest hosting these last couple weeks.
Thank you very much.
They've been fantastic.
Yes.
Next week, Elvis. Welcome to Taste of Dragons.
Hey, ho.
Now you're Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. The line is not that.
It's not. Talent is what separates them.
Dang.
But which way?
We're not going to say. We're not going to say. Tell us in our podcast discussion channel on Discord. Let the war begin. The Johnny Bravo
versus
war.
Elvis. I can't even.
It was inevitable.
It was this day. I never thought it would come.
That's that meme where it's the same picture. That's what that is.
Just gonna put two pictures of Elvis or just two pictures of Johnny Bravo.
You'll never know. It's the same picture.
Oh no.
Before we get started, Troy's got to tell us a little bit of something.
Yeah, a friendly reminder to everyone out there, if there's a like button somewhere around you, hit it. I don't know where it is. Just find a like button. If it has our name on it, even better. And follow us on all of our social media, especially Instagram. Instagram's a really good place to follow us on. It's kind of like a living schedule up through pictures. If you're wondering when we're streaming, if you're wondering when our podcast is coming out, Joe does a lot of really cool little videos and pictures, and sometimes I'll get in there as well. And so it's just a fun little way to keep abreast of what's going on with us through the week. So check us out on Instagram at Taste of Dragons.
I know I'm not supposed to tangent during the ad,
No, go
but
ahead.
living schedule makes it sound so boring.
Does it?
No, I went to a
What?
totally different. I was like
Yeah.
living schedule, like it's organic and it's growing and like the weeds are. I've been playing Kennel a lot.
You know what is boring? Just a regular schedule.
Oh yeah.
Ours is alive.
You're alive.
We've built it. We've stitched it together. We are all Frankenstein.
Papa?
Yeah, like a regular schedule is like a tree, but then our schedule is like an ent
Yeah,
from Lord of the Rings.
But also
Which is also boring,
Yes,
actually.
well, I mean, it could be.
You're right. A
You know
schedule
what?
is still
It's still
schedule, but not ours.
ours is like an ant with a fire sword.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
If an ent has a fire sword,
Yeah.
that's risky business right there.
Yeah, that
We're
is a
living on
risky
the
end.
edge.
That's either a confident ent or that's a extremely not so smart ent.
The first ent that found out about that sword.
Hey,
And-
everyone knows that living wood doesn't burn as easily.
I was about to say Lord of the Rings would.
And that's Amanda Wood fact.
But before we get too far into this as well, let me start us off with the question, which is, if you turned into a household appliance, a la like Beauty and the Beast,
Okay.
what would you turn into? What do you think it would be? Like, I personally think I'd be like a electric tea kettle, because
okay.
it's something that not everyone uses, but I got one job and I do it pretty darn well. I think that's what I would be.
An electric tea kettle. Do you sync up to like an iPhone? Of course you do. I'm not even asking.
Yeah, but what do you
You're
expect?
like you're
What do you
totally in the network.
Even if it's in the 1700s, I'm still going to be electric and be Wi-Fi enabled, even though they have no idea what that is.
I want to say I'm like a portable speaker.
Okay.
Because I feel like it could be versatile. Yes, you can do some music on it, but you can also listen to, I don't know, a podcast. Probably also record things on it. You get a little work done with it. And also, it's like if you want to go to the beach or a party, take me with you. Or we can just snuggle up at home, chill, not do anything too fancy, just us, Or take me to I don't know, graduation. I don't know. Take me anywhere. Bluetooth me.
I think I'd be like a multi-tool. I have one in my car, and then you like flip it open, and it's a pair of pliers,
Leatherman.
and then
Yeah.
and then you flip open each of the sides, and there's a bunch
Damn.
of different stuff. Yeah, I think I'm just a little bit useful at a lot of things. Like, you're not going to use that knife for anything that you need like a real knife for, but like if you need an emergency knife, like I can do plumbing. I'm not a plumber, but I can
I feel really lame now.
I bet more people own a portable speaker than a Leatherman, though.
Yeah, but then when you think about like your real skills, like you're multifaceted and multi-skilled, what does that mean for me? I just want people to listen to me all day. I guess I am in a podcast, so it does check out.
And you want people to bring you everywhere.
You're not wrong about that.
You're a voice actor, an actor, and on a podcast. So
Listen to me. Listen to me. It's my MO.
I am having a real hard time with this because I want to feel like I would be the stove. I would be like I would be the kitchen appliance that, you know, not everybody's comfortable using, but they have to make things. Mm-hmm. But then I recently got one of those Ninja foodie things from my mom.
What?
The pressure
cooker, air crisper.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's kind of amazing. And now I would prefer to be one of those. And then I think about how much, you know, how I like to cook a lot. So it would be cool. I'd be one of those things that just makes things for other people. But then it really boils down to it. No, I would probably just be one of the knives.
Because she will cut you.
I will cut you. I will be that knife that you pick up, that you hear someone from the other room go, "Don't you open that Amazon package with that knife. That's not what that knife is for." I'm that knife. I'm a nice, like, chef's Miyabi or a shun. You know, I'm
Nice
one of those.
Japanese knife.
I'm a cold Japanese steel that you got to keep, you know, nice and clean in a nice tempered environment. No water.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So
I'm a
you
monster.
two are like these switchblade tools, and then
We're just one-use items. Which, you know, kind of explains pretty well the difference between the sexes, I guess. I don't know.
or just us,
It's
really,
us,
our dynamics.
our marriage dynamics.
Yeah.
No, hon, I got it.
Is this outside my one thing I know? It's up to her. It's not me.
Yeah, I'm happy to come along and entertain you, but I can't pick up any. I can't help you with this problem otherwise. I should try. I just picture using a speaker to like. I can't even. I'm that bad. I don't know. Screw something. I don't know.
You could use it as a hammer.
A hammer. Okay.
A lot of
thanks.
portable speakers I have are heavy enough to where you could tap
right.
something in with them.
Hey.
You can make a mallet
I
out
like
of
to
it.
think of myself
got
as a
enough-
blunt object.
Yeah, if you got enough bass, you could like shake some paint together to make sure, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
vibrates.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that ruined me.
I mean, we wouldn't want to do that. We want to be able to take you everywhere. As soon as the bass gets kicked up that high, I mean, it's a little too much, but you know,
All right.
it's a use.
All right. Thank you all for making me feel better.
Oh, I can see you bring the bass.
Love you, babe.
Boom, 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 boom.
But let's get into this week's episode, and let's start off with Manda. What are you playing this week?
I present for your listening pleasure, Lost in Random. That's the game I play this week.
It's a good name.
Lost in Random is a gothic fairy tale adventure of Even, a bold and defiant girl on her quest to rescue her sister Odd from an evil queen. Along with her friend Dicey, a literal walking, talking dice, Even must travel through all 6 realms of random and ultimately confront her destiny.
I'm already loving how on the nose this is. There's a character that is a dice named Dicey.
Yeah.
And then there are sisters named Even and Odd.
Yes.
Are they like twins?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, Odd had to come first. Odd has to be older. Just numerically.
Yes. Odd is older.
Wow. That's good writing.
That is good writing. That's very good writing.
This game is amazing, so to keep myself from rambling, I'm going to break its qualities down into 3 categories.
Okay.
Visuals, dialogue, and music.
Cool.
Before I begin, a quick disclosure. Video games are a collaborative art form, and Zoink Games employs over 50 people. I'm going to talk primarily about 3 folks here and the projects that they work on because it's fun, but obviously they're not solely responsible for the majority of this game, and Lost in Random is the product of a lot of amazing and talented folks. So, that being said, category 1, the visuals of this game. So, I cannot explain what this game looks like because it's so amazing.
Okay.
And this is just my part of the podcast to tell you to go look at this game.
Okay. Everyone pause don't pause.
Pause your podcast.
Just keep it playing while you
No,
Google.
we're going to stop talking for 5 minutes so that you can
5
look
whole
up this
minutes,
game.
yeah.
Just hear us breathing.
The creative director of this game is Olav Redmalm, and I have never seen a more visually inspiring person.
Wow.
He is, like the game, almost impossible to describe. I would highly recommend that you Google both an image of him and his art. He has a wonderfully and uniquely macabre sense of color and composition. It's like reminiscent of Tim Burton, but
Okay.
only in so much that it's dark and fanciful, and we use Tim Burton to mean anything that is a fairy tale that is dark.
Fair enough. So This guy I'm picturing with a giant mustache.
He's so much better than that.
Okay, but does he have a mustache?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. It's ruined.
This is there was either an EA State of Play or a Sony press conference a few years ago, and that's where we first learned about this game.
Okay.
Is these two people came on screen and they were just fantastic. Like one of them had this long like red hair that was braided, and it was like a mohawk braid, and then the other guy had the classic twirly mustache, and they talked about their game, and I was
I remember this now. Yes,
I have to know that's this game.
Gotcha.
Olaf is the man with the braid.
That red hair definitely stands out. It went all the way down his back.
Yes.
I don't think you could tell that in the video. What, the initial video? I don't remember.
I don't want to ruin anything for you, but he did get a haircut recently, so he's not.
Okay.
If you look him up, he's
That's
not
all
going
right.
to have that.
Doesn't have the coif.
The beautiful braid.
Yeah.
He has a different style now, but you'll definitely know it's him. He's got vibrant red hair. But he does the concept art. He did some of the concept art, and he's the creative director and the lead writer for the game. His images break convention in that kind of so odd and ugly, it's cute and endearing kind of way.
Okay.
It's off-putting, but also fascinating, which is, again, a reason why you have to go Google it. Side note, he's a Dungeons & Dragons player and a huge Star Wars fan.
Yes. He's us.
He is the creative director, and he's done a lot of the art. So you can
Okay.
just imagine this, crazy art form. Category 2 is the dialogue. And I mentioned this specifically for Brian and Joe because it's funny, is despite the fact that Olaf wrote the story for the game, they brought in someone to kind of zhuzh up the dialogue. And that person is an Eisner Award-winning writer. He wrote Adventure Time and Marvel Comics' The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. He is both a comic writer and a computer programmer.
Yep.
And his name is...
Pendleton Ward.
Nope, Ryan North.
Close.
Okay, we're close enough. You know what?
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is an amazing book.
Yeah, it is.
And the Adventure Time books are actually fantastic as well.
Yeah, they are.
That is great.
Okay.
And
Fantastic.
It shows in the game.
Oh my gosh.
The dialogue is very funny, and you
Yeah.
can choose to either be really sincere and nice, or kind of sarcastic.
So there's dialogue options?
Yes,
In this
yes.
as well? No.
So you're playing through the game. I don't want to talk too much about the story because the game is so
Right.
story driven.
Right.
But you play through the levels,
Is
and
it
then
is it like a narrative game, or is it like a jumpy game, or is it a fighting game? What I'm trying to picture what it is.
so gameplay wise, it is very adventure game. It's not adventure game in the same way that the Nathan Drake games, the Uncharted
Okay.
games, are adventure games where there's a lot of platforming.
Right.
You're moving through the levels, and then there's battle zones. That's not a great way to explain it.
You're exploring an area, and then there's fights.
There's fights, yes.
Okay.
And the fighting system is kind of the main draw of this game,
Oh,
is
okay.
they have a card-based fighting system that's also dice-based.
What?
Cool.
Brian, I go, hello? Did you say card based?
You get a bunch of cards, and the cards all cost different points. So, in a regular card game, you'd be like, oh, I get 5 points, so I'll play these 2 cards. But the random aspect of it is whenever you get enough power, you roll your dice, and that tells you how many points you get. So sometimes you'll get really good cards, but you roll a 1. And sometimes you'll have really bad cards, but you roll a 6. And
I
you're
see.
"Arr."
Based on the dice is how good a cards you can play.
Yeah.
And you build your own deck, so to speak, on your arsenal.
Yes.
As your arsenal. That's dope.
The cards give you weapons and traps, environmental stuff like poison effects. So you can combine a bunch of stuff together. So you can have a bomb that explodes another bomb that makes time slow, and then explodes another bomb. So you can
Nice.
it's super
So
crazy.
with all this randomness, do you ever I don't know, find yourself lost?
I hate you. Random rules. Sorry. Category 3. The music in the game is fantastic. It really builds the ambience of the spooky creepies, but in a cute way. The whole thing, like I said, is that so ugly it's cute kind of thing. The guy who wrote the music is I think my new favorite person. His name is Blake Robinson, but his professional name is the Blake Robinson Synthetic Orchestra. There's no one else in this orchestra. It is just him doing it electronically. And I didn't know this before the podcast, but he has his own YouTube channel.
Okay.
Wow.
And he just does his own music, and then he revamps old video game music and then does it like with an entire electronic orchestra. A good example of that is he redid Chrono Trigger. So
I think I've heard
he's
some
very
of his
popular.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's absolutely crazy. He also works with Spitfire Audio, a technology company based in London who creates sample libraries. So he does like examples of what instruments would sound like electronically.
Gotcha. How long ago did this game release?
This game released on September 10th of this year.
Oh wow, that's a pretty close new release there.
Yes, so it is brand new.
And you've been kind of following this this game for a while, or how'd you hear about it? I mean, you saw it at the Sony State of Play.
Sony State of Play or EA State of whatever.
Whatever it was, yeah.
EA Treehouse State of Game announcement
Showcase.
place.
Yeah, you saw this caricature on screen. It was like, I must play this.
I must do that. So I followed them on Twitter.
Yeah. I know you go deep on the Twitter indie developer connections. Were you able during the development to like get a nice kind of behind the scenes look, or what was it like following the journey for years before playing this game?
Following the Twitter was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of the concept art before it came out. They did samples of like the gameplay, and they did samples of the music and stuff. So that was a lot of fun to tweet and retweet, and I don't know. It's just general Twitter stuff.
Did it all come together? Was it as you expected it to be after?
The game's fantastic, which actually brings me to surprise bonus category number 4, because random rules, and also 4 is a superior number, and everything should either end or begin with a number 4.
I agree.
Oh, wow. Joe, you have a convert.
Wholeheartedly. No. We like practically the same number. It's just a 1 and a 3. It's good. We're good.
I'm starting to get uncomfortable at this table.
I'm gonna go heat up some water.
You guys,
I'll be right back.
I gotta go.
Hey, kettles are great. You make tea easier to deal with.
One day I'm gonna show up and you guys are gonna have like 4 tattoos like on your face.
They're gonna be 4s with knives.
Somehow, no matter where we are positioned around them, the knives always face towards us. I don't know how it works, but it does.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
But this is probably my favorite game that I've played so far this year.
Really? Fantastic.
Wow.
It was both really fun and also really different. I know that saying that there's dice in the game and there's cards in the game makes it sound like a lot of other things, but it wasn't. It didn't feel that way. It felt really like unique and refreshing, and the story is super sweet, and the characters are really engaging. Like I'm really attached to someone gets injured, and I'm like, no, and I don't know. It was good. It was really, really good, and I highly recommend picking it up. Out of sandwiches,
Okay.
I would give it 5 sandwiches, but they would be cheese taco filled with black spaghetti noodles and meatloaf.
Ooh.
Because it's got to be a bunch of random things that
They probably taste great together.
Pretty good, yeah.
So that's a 5 out of 5 sandwiches.
It is. It is very good.
Black spaghetti.
Yeah.
Is that like the octopus spaghetti? Like octopus pasta? You put the
squid ink one?
The squid ink. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That
could
could be
be,
like
or
that.
it could just be like a taro or just food coloring.
Food coloring. Sesame seeds. I don't know.
That's good.
It has to be spooky though, because all their game is like gray and black, and it's got like tones.
spookiness.
Actually, if you want a Halloween game, this would be a perfect Halloween game.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's probably why they had it
spoopy,
come out
man.
in September, so you could like
good
enjoy
marketing.
it and dress up as those characters maybe.
Ooh.
Would I be odd or even?
Both of them are good. Odd's got a nifty hat. She's
Done.
The art design's so cool. Again, I'm not going to give it justice, but she's got a newsboy's cap. But because they work in like this, like, I don't know, it's like reminiscent of a mining town, and all the houses are shaped like upside down teapots, and they're giant. But she's got this little newsboy's cap, and on the side is a lantern that looks kind of like an oil lamp, and it's got fire coming out of it in the same way like a miner would when they go down in the mines. She's so cute.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm imagining like Hilda and like Over the Garden Wall mixed together.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels a little, I mean, it's this is going to sound weird, but it's rougher than Over the Garden Wall. Over the Garden Wall is very round, and this has got like,
gotcha.
Yeah.
It has that watercolor ethereal look to it.
Well, it's got like, I don't know, pen edges. It's not hand drawn. It's a 3D game, but like it feels like
sketching.
Yeah, sketching.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Do you think they're going to release a sequel called Find Your Constant?
Probably not. But they did say that they had so many ideas when making this game that they have discussed making a sequel. I hope they do. It was very good.
Well, might I suggest find your constant?
No, I don't think that would be in theme with the spirit of the studio, which is like new and innovative. I didn't even say this game.
Go for it.
This game was created by Zoink Studios.
Zoinks?
You did throw out
Zoink.
Zoink somewhere in there
Zoink.
as you were describing it. I remember. Zoink Studio. Was this an especially longer game for you, or how?
It was, I think in total it was $30, and it took me like 4 days, so it wasn't
Nice.
especially long, but it also wasn't like
that's perfect.
like a AAA price either. I think it was a really good balance of both. We talked about this the other day about being respectful of your time, and
Yeah.
the game feels that way.
Awesome.
That's the best.
That's great. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking about Lost in Random. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the news this week, y'all. And this week, I'd like to start us off with New Worlds. Something new, which is the New Worlds. It just released this past week, and the hotly anticipated MMO crippled its servers with all of the players wanting to, well, play. It's interesting because the game is made by Amazon, a company known for server hosting, and it's having a server problem.
I was almost going to say, of course they had server problems. Everyone has server problems the first week if it's an online game. But then you said Amazon, and I was like, yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that. They literally own servers to rent out to other people.
Right.
That's like the ocean running out of water.
Right? But basically what the problem is that the servers are limited to 2,000 players at any one time. And with many big streamers playing the game, people want to play in the same server as the big streamers. So that's probably what the problem is. Some of the servers are so bad that queue times are like 200 hours.
Yikes.
Which is, over a week.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Right now, there's 233 servers in total. Which if you math it out, it's like over 450,000 people can be playing at any one time. But for a game that's been this anticipated, and with MMOs having millions of players, it's kind of, to me, short-sighted to only have that many servers and only have that many amount of players to be able to be on each one of those servers. But they're going to be adding more as the week goes on. It's just, I don't know. You're Amazon. Just have too many servers rather than not enough.
Yeah, I'm just so surprised this is still happening. You would think that by now someone would have figured out how to launch a game and have it work. Launch an MMO and have it work week one.
I agree. But nope, still not there. Not even Amazon can do it, guys. And then next we have Overwatch World Finals news with Troy.
Yeah, the Overwatch League had their finale on September 25th, Saturday. And it was interesting, at least what was going into it. You had the Atlanta Reign, which were the underdogs. They literally upset the San Francisco Shock in the playoffs a couple days prior to that. And the San Francisco Shock had won the championship 2 years in a row.
Wow.
So Atlanta Reign came out of nowhere and was like, we're going to beat you. And they're like, okay. What's sad, though, since it was kind of just like no one thought that was going to happen, they ended up going up against the Shanghai Dragons, who has been one of the top tier Overwatch teams for the past 3 years now. And they got stomped.
Really?
They just got completely stomped. Atlanta Reign, not the Shanghai Dragons. Yeah. It was over before you knew it. It was like those fights back in the 90s with Mike Tyson where everyone gets really into this big fight and then it's over in like a minute. And you're like, okay, well, we built up to this for a year now. Fantastic. So yeah, Shanghai Dragons wins, and it's actually kind of nice because the very first season that Shanghai Dragons was out, they actually went 0-42. Like they lost.
Okay,
they were
thank
the
you.
worst team.
I was about to ask you, Mike, you mean the Shanghai Dragons that I rooted for because they literally didn't win until the second Overwatch League started, the whole second thing. And it was they won one and everybody's losing their mind.
Yep.
That was Shanghai Dragons?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were so bad in their inaugural season. That in the second season they won one game, but then they totally got rid of all their team.
I would say they don't have any of those players from the first season.
They revamped everything, and they were great in season 2, season 3, and now season 4. They've taken it all the way to the top, and they are the new champions.
That's great. Yeah, because I know that first season they were really because they were the Chinese team, they were trying to stick really hard to only having Chinese players on their team.
Oh, really?
I think that's what it was that first season. And so I think that was very admirable of them. It's just, I guess a lot of the other players, they just didn't mesh.
Instead, I guess they're like picking teams that are good no matter where they're from.
Exactly, yeah.
Or picking players that are good no matter where. It's what happens with sports. You draft people and then trade.
You try something out.
Yeah, well, it's working for them. They won. One reason why I tuned into this was because they were going to show Overwatch 2 gameplay.
Yeah.
And the draw was they were going to show pros play it for the first time. We've seen a little bit of Overwatch 2 at past conferences and whatnot, but now you're going to get to see it in the hands of actual professionals. And I watched that, and I got to say, I don't know why they did that.
Oh,
because
really?
the pros play at such a level, you can't even tell if anything's different.
Also, it was so generic. It
was
just
so-
looked like a
yeah.
new Overwatch map, and I was like, I guess
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool things happening, but I don't see them. And also, it was the PvP, so it was like, gonna be that different no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Right. It just looks like an update to the current game they're making.
Yeah, because Overwatch 2 really is about the single-player story, or at least the story that's involved
Yeah.
with it that you can play co-op with other people. It's not much of an update for the PvP. I mean, it is, but...
I can see why it's a big deal for people who were tuning in to watch the Overleague finals. You're watching pro level play, so people who are really into the minutia of it will be able to see what Overwatch 2 looks like with pro players and can see the differences. I, for one, just can't.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't really that impressed. I was just like, okay, fine. And also I'm still kind of sour about the whole thing, because as you all know, Activision Blizzard is still going through lawsuits just from everywhere, from California, from the federal government over harassment and also unfair wages and unemployment problems. And honestly, that's marred my entire scope on everything Blizzard Activision, whether it's Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm or Call of Duty. So like even me watching, I was just like, I'm just kind of sour on the whole thing, and happy that they're being held accountable. So don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I'm sour for the right reasons. Yeah. I'm sour that all this stuff from a company that I enjoyed has been going on. And yeah, so in the end, I was just like, okay, I don't think I'm this person that enjoys Overwatch like this at this time.
Gotcha.
So we'll see what they do going forward. They're looking to have Overwatch 2 be the next season of Overwatch League.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The official gameplay, yeah.
Maybe they'll eventually do those live shows we were going to see. We were going to sit in an audience.
I was going to paint my face. I was going to bring multiple shirts. I was going to have wardrobe changes depending on who was on stage.
We were going to film stuff and drop it on our Discord.
We had so many
So
things.
many things. That
It was
one
that
week,
literal week.
that week, it was when they were coming down. We're like, all right, we're preparing for it. It's this Saturday. And that's when they shut down all the Overwatch leagues.
We had our Animal Crossing party, and that.
Yep.
And then nothing.
Middle of March 2020. We'll live in infamy.
It will.
If I can say that right. Nope, I'm sticking with it. I'll live with infamy.
There you go. Boom. that pronunciation of it is just 2020.
Is that Yoshi doing
Taps? Yes.
taps? I'm so glad Yoshi was able to make it for a second episode. Wow. We're really rolling in the dough if we can afford Yoshi these days.
That was Blue's Clues.
That one
Not
was?
Yoshi.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I was like, Yoshi makes this noise, but that was not Yoshi.
That was Blue's
That was
Clues.
my brain. Confusing Blue and Yoshi.
Well, Avengers, that blockbuster game that
I will
everybody
play that.
played for like a week.
I will play that one day. Mark my words.
Well, you know what
Oh,
day
that
it's
day
going to be?
soon.
That day should be right about now, because
Really?
Avengers got released on Game Pass Thursday in a surprise announcement. And it's going to be playable on console, on PC, and even on streaming via the cloud.
Okay. You know what? Free is about the amount of money I wanted to pay in order to play that game.
You're not wrong. And on top of that, it will include all of the DLC.
Oh, get out of here. The Black Panther stuff?
The Black Panther
Oh,
stuff.
Ooh.
I gotta go, guys. I have to go right now and download this. Are you kidding me?
It includes
That's
everything.
huge.
Yeah. It includes all of that stuff. The only thing it's not going to include, obviously, is the Spider-Man DLC.
Which isn't even out yet.
It's not out yet.
Okay.
It's going to be out later on this year, apparently. But
And that's okay. I played a whole Spider-Man game for like 3 years in a row now.
exactly.
I'm good. But Black Panther.
Hey, That is one way to boost your
Gosh.
numbers on a game and to make some money along with it.
I hope it plays well on our computer. It should play well, right, Manda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
it should be
computer's
good.
dope.
It's dope. See, she said it. Our computer's dope.
I heard her.
Oh my gosh. I am thrilled. Thank you.
You're welcome. Game Pass just keeps on giving, y'all.
Thank you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Microsoft.
Freaking fuck.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Grumble.
But you know who else is bringing us something this year? Or
It's going to be
3
many years in the future.
Nintendo, right, Joe?
Yes. So it's very early, rumored this week. They, not even rumored.
Not rumored.
Completely confirmed. The Nintendo World in Osaka, Japan, and Universal Studios is getting an update. They are going to add, I think it's either 30% more to the island.
70%
70% more to the island.
Yes.
And it's going to be Donkey Kong
Yes.
themed.
Okay. I am marginally more excited for a Donkey Kong Island than anything in the Mario universe, I think.
We were discussing it earlier. We were a little surprised it's not Zelda.
Oh.
We're just a little surprised, and only because I feel like Zelda, they're gonna wait on that to be like the most.
Right.
That's getting its own island,
Okay.
Because
Well,
it's Nintendo World, not Mario World.
right?
Yeah.
but it feels
is-
like
yeah.
Super Mario World right now because it's all Mario Kingdom stuff.
Right. And it does
Mushroom Kingdom.
it does feel like a Mario game I would expect Donkey Kong to show up. So it feels like they're just following the DLC format.
So
Yes.
to get to the island, you have to like pick up a barrel and then throw it on a bumblebee and then like
Oh,
jump
I can
over
only
to
hope.
another thing and then it shoots
It
you
shoots
to
you
the
to
I
the
think
island.
you have to
island.
ride a rhino through a wall,
Okay.
actually,
Oh,
and it's a
okay.
secret area.
Since it's a Universal Park, there definitely has to be a ride like the Spider-Man ride where you sit down and there you move
Oh, there has to
around
be.
and there's all the different
There's going to be a roller
video
coaster.
screens.
There's going to be new places to eat, obviously, but they haven't announced, obviously what it looks like or any of that kind of stuff. They just literally confirmed that it's
Yeah,
happening.
they showed a concept art of it,
Yeah,
of what it's
like
going to
they
look
did
like
with the
directly
Mario
next to
Land.
the
Yeah.
Mario
There's
Land.
got to be one of those waterfalls that you fall down, but you're in a barrel.
What if they do that and they make it exactly like Splash Mountain, but instead of Uncle Remus on the rocking chair, it's just a Cranky Kong?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
went
not okay.
full Dudley Do Right just now,
Probably
and
not.
I totally imagine Cranky like leaning at the top of the thing as the Dudley Do Right thing would go down, but it's
yeah.
a barrel instead. It was a scary ride, yeah.
Also, I hope that the food there is just all bananas. The menu is just banana milkshake, banana.
So then everybody's just like, "This is bananas."
done. Yes.
Every time you
writes
order
itself.
one, a crocodile steals it from you before you can
Oh
eat it.
man, you still have to pay for it though, because
Yeah.
theme parks. Am I right?
What?
Yeah,
No, actually, the paper holder is in the shape of a crocodile. Like that's what it's
that's
I
holding.
think
it.
the popcorn buckets will be DK barrels,
Yeah.
That would be really cute.
right?
I love Donkey Kong. I love that they're having this. I wish it was here. I wish
do
it was
too.
in
Yeah.
Florida.
Agreed. Very
One day.
much so agreed.
Someday.
Someday. And then Deathloop, that new game that you guys might have heard about for about 4 years with about 5,000 different trailers.
Too many trailers. Too many trailers.
Apparently is very, very good. Came out a couple of weeks ago. And everybody with a PS5 or a powerful PC have been enjoying it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the actor who voices the main character was not among those people.
Why not?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a PS5.
Oh, yeah. Right.
He couldn't even play the game he was starring in.
Oh, that's sad because is that primarily because there's like a shortage of PS5s?
Yeah. Yeah, he did like a little video like doing a like a marketing thing for it the day before it released. And he's like, "Hey everybody, it's your boy Colt. The game's going to be great. You should check it out. And if you see a PS5, let your boy know because he could use it."
Yeah, I think he was like, "Pick up a copy. You can pick up a copy for me and a PS5. I could use it. I don't have one."
Oh, man.
It was great. And so this week, the head of Bethesda was like, "We could probably help with that, you know?" And then he was talking, I think, on a radio show or something. He was like, "Oh, yeah, no, it's on its way in the game." And they sent a copy of the game with it.
Oh, that's sweet.
That is both really good press for the game itself and really, really bad press for PlayStation. So I think Microsoft wins in this scenario.
But the thing is that it's kind of funny because Bethesda, the parent company of Arcane, the makers of Deathloop, is owned by Microsoft now.
Right.
So Microsoft had to call like Sony or somebody else, be like, "Hey, we need to get a PS5 for our boy. You know, we need to get it for this guy."
And Sony was like, ha 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 ha. Okay.
So it's like, you get us one of those Series X now. Never mind, we don't want it. We're just kidding.
Oh, that's hurtful. I love my Series X.
I do too, but that's what Sony said. Sony would have been doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that will do it for the news this week. But we still do have my favorite segment, which is Dragon of the Week.
Dragon of the Week is our chance to show a little love, shine a little light on those in the video game industry, those icons that make the games we love to play. And this week, Brian is going to be bringing us our Dragon of the Week.
That's right. And I have to clarify something I just said. I said my favorite segment of the show. It's not. That'd be Turn Up for What? I mean, come on.
Rip.
I know, right?
Hey, not forever.
Not forever, but for now.
We got an Animal Crossing direct coming.
I'm sorry if you guys heard me say that and expected Turn Up for What. I apologize. That's on me. But yeah, this week I'm going to be doing your Dragon of the Week, and my dragon this week is Admiral Bahroo, who is a streamer and content creator.
That sounds like a Star Wars character.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. Oh my gosh. I so many different aliens are cycling through my head as to what Admiral Bahroo could be.
Yeah. He's pretty
a panda.
dope. He's pretty great. Yes, he's a panda. So Admiral Bahroo, whose real name is Preston, was born in 1992. And I don't know if he was born in Texas, but I know he currently lives there. And I know he's been there for quite a while. So growing up, he played a lot of World of Warcraft, like lots of teenagers, and lost many years to the game. But after Wrath of the Lich King came out, he started falling out of love with the game and turned to console gaming as a way to get out from World of Warcraft, because that's the only way you get out. You just got to quit. You just got to find something else.
Find something else to wane
Supplement
off.
it with something else.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what he did. So first he found Left 4 Dead, as many people did on console, and was hooked on that for quite a while. And then he found Borderlands, and he was like all in. He's like, I'm doing this. So he began his streaming career kind of as a side thought. His first foray into gaming videos was uploading videos on YouTube for Borderlands 2. And he saw some people like having problems with certain bosses, so he made videos on how to defeat them. That was like his first thing. Oh, you need help defeating this guy? Here you go. This is what you can do. And his first couple of videos were actually just a camera pointed at his TV screen. That's how he recorded them.
Classic.
Hey, man, this just goes to show you too can start with whatever you need to do. Just go and do it. All right.
All you need is passion.
That's exactly what you need. And so, but people were really into it, and they asked him, "Hey, would you mind streaming the new DLC that's going to be released? We'd really like to see you, play it and see what your first thoughts are." So he did. In all 327p glory that his internet and computer could handle at the time.
Aww.
Wow, that has got to be real grainy.
Oh yeah, but again, you gotta start somewhere, right?
It's great.
And this is years ago though.
Oh yeah, this was 2013/2014.
Back then, you were like, "Ooh, how crisp."
No.
I don't think so, right?
No.
But sure, let's go with that.
Did we even have computers back in 2013?
Yeah, good point,
the
Manda.
Stone Age.
Come on.
Right? What?
There wasn't even Bluetooth speakers back then.
That might have been before the invention of the telephone.
And so, over time, people started donating to him, and not just money, but equipment like webcams and other things. He's like, hey, we need to get you some help, my man. Here's some stuff.
People saw that stream and were just like, take what I have.
Please have it.
We can't let you do this. We can't let you go out wearing that.
Right?
Come on. We got you.
You can't wear stripes and plaid.
Come here, baby. We got you.
So at the time, he was only streaming part-time. But was actually getting a good number of people to watch him, like around 100, maybe 250 were really good numbers.
That's great.
Yeah. And so he was still working at Kroger, just a half mile down from his house. But he was looking at the money that he was coming in and thought, hey, I'm making slightly less playing games than I am making slicing meats at the deli. So he's like, all right, I think I'm going to commit full time and see where this goes.
He did the meat math.
The meat math, that's what you got to do, right?
I'm only a few turkey slices away from...
And his parents were completely supportive of him. They're like, hey, as long as this isn't illegal or immoral, they will support him with whatever he wants to do in his life. I don't know what's immoral to them.
Right. I was going to say, good job, parents. But I was like, how are you defining immoral?
Right?
Let's see.
I don't know about that. But they were very supportive of him. So he was like, cool. So that's what he ended up doing. So eventually, he was getting 1,000 views every single stream. But back then, it was pretty much impossible to make partner with Twitch. You had to like basically know somebody in the company to get partnered, and he didn't. Every single application he was sending in got rejected, like almost like it was automatic. Like it was like an automatic response as soon as he was sending it. So he came up with a plan. He found a guy on Twitter that does the partner program approvals and pretty much told his watchers to badger the dude with calls to make him partner.
No.
Wow.
And it worked.
Hey, that's simple supply and demand.
That's
Yeah.
that's internet
economics.
bullying.
Hey.
Was it meanly badger him? Like
No,
make
they were
fun
just
of him
like,
and
hey,
dox him and
you
stuff?
should make him partner. You should
They're
make him partner.
showing their
you should make
interest.
him partner.
It's the equivalent of like writing a letter or signing a petition.
Listen, you
just
annoy
online.
somebody enough, they're going to do what you want.
It's like signing a petition and then every day showing up to a judge's house with that petition and then knocking on his door and being
Wait.
like, I was just,
Did they actually go to his house?
No, not
or
his
they,
house. It's just on
or
Twitter.
his personal
his digital
his
Twitter house.
Twitter.
Troy's not on Twitter. He
Twitter's
doesn't
not
understand.
sacred. There's nothing sacred about Twitter.
Hey, my Twitter fans out there, don't listen to him. We know the safe space we got.
Twitter is nothing. What is a safe space?
I'm just saying, you're not on the indie game Twitter.
You're
I was
right.
going to say, indie game Twitter is great.
You're right.
It
You're
is
right.
the, it is
You're
the,
right.
it literally is the
It's-
only good thing I have found about Twitter.
It's the exception.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So he streamed nothing but Borderlands 2 for 2.5 years. But after playing one game for that long, he was pretty burnt out and decided to change games. However, within the first couple of weeks, he lost half of his subscribers and about a third of his viewers.
Just because he switched off of Borderlands?
Well, I mean, he's been playing. I mean, just think about it, though.
my
You're coming to a guy to experience
I can never
a game.
do this.
Yeah.
I can barely play a game on stream for like 3 straight hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 years of the same game?
Yeah.
For days of the week?
Yeah.
Like,
Because
no.
he's made his
No,
full-time job.
thank you.
Yeah,
good,
no.
Good for you. That's work.
That is actual work.
At least that's a big game.
Oh yeah. I think he says if he could go back, he would have started doing variety streaming earlier, or at least
Oh, right.
that's one of the things he would have changed. I think he says one of the only things he would change is to at least have done that
Start
type
his
of thing.
brand as a variety streamer.
To on
Diversify
Fridays I
earlier.
play
Yeah.
other games and then
Right,
get people hooked
exactly.
on those
That-
other things and then
yeah.
slowly transition. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh damn, I messed up," but he kept with it. He didn't blame the viewers. He blamed himself actually for not doing variety sooner, as I said. So he decided to phase out games when he's getting done playing them. So like he'd play one game for a while, then after a while he would spend like half of his stream playing that one game, and then the other half playing another game. So kind of like ease them in onto the new game, and then just play less and less of it until he's transitioned into another game.
See, it's okay. It's not so scary. This game's also good.
Yeah, that's actually is what he still does, actually, even up till now. But after the lull that he did experience, he got lucky and participated in a Binding of Isaac tournament. And if you don't know what Binding of Isaac is, it's a roguelike game where everything is randomized and you have to shoot your way through different areas.
Amazing
That's
game.
the gist.
Love that game.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. The tournament was watched by thousands upon thousands of people, and Bahroo was fortunate enough to get an amazingly lucky run during his preliminary round. And people were like, "Whoa, this guy's like he's got to be like a god at this game." But in reality, he just got like stupid lucky at that game and just got all the weapons that he needed to do a good run.
Good for him.
Yeah, I think that's like amazing because he has an amazing personality. So all you really do, like for a lot of people, you can entertain, but if you don't have anybody to watch you or to find you, then you're just not going to, which is just one of the caveats of streaming life. So one of the things that I think I love about him is that Bahroo also has a brother, in quotation marks, that streams on a second Twitch account called Rescue. And that just so happens to sound exactly like him and only streams when he's not online. How very nice of his brother to do.
Good for him. Is he the David Bowie of Twitch streaming?
Does David Bowie have a brother that only streams when David Bowie isn't streaming?
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, Ziggy Stardust.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're kind of brother. I don't know what the relation is, but they're related somehow.
Oh,
They
okay.
pretty much are, yeah. But one of my favorite things about him is his outlook. He goes into every single stream being positive and tries to make things better for other people. During the Black Lives Matter protests in the 2020, he held this charity event for Black Lives Matter where every dollar that was raised, he matched 1 for 1.
Whoa.
Nice.
And he did like pretty much an all-day stream too, where it was just And it's just going to go until he's not going to go any longer. And he just was matching donations as it was going along. And I think it was something like 20 grand or something like that. It was a lot that he had to match. And so he had viewers that didn't like necessarily agree with the movement, but they still donated because it was a cause that mattered to him. And so I thought that was really cool. I mean, we actually covered last year in the podcast that he also held a Twitch anniversary event for himself, where for every sub that he had at the time of him starting streaming that day, he would gift a sub to somebody else. And he ended up gifting over 20,000 subs to viewers.
Oh,
Wow.
And he did that as a way to give back to his community and to the people that kept him going for all of this time. He said, hey, you guys have been giving to me for years. I want to give back subs to you guys as well. He had to like clear it with his bank. He had to clear it with Twitch. He had to clear it with all these other people.
And the Twitch mob. We know you're out there. Twitch Mafia. 3 Twitch Mafia.
for Twitch Mafia?
Yeah, for Twitch Mafia. That's what he meant.
Brian, is this a streamer that you actively watch?
I do.
Or how did you hear about the streamer yourself?
So yeah, I do actively watch him. He's very, very, very entertaining. He has whatever that it factor is about streamers.
Yeah, what drew you into him, I guess? How'd you come across Admiral?
I forget what it was, to be honest with you. I think he was probably just on like the trending page or something like that.
Sure.
And so I clicked on him, and he just has an interesting sounding voice. Like I don't even know. Like
is it deep?
No, it's kind of like an announcer voice, but not really.
Okay.
It's just a normal voice.
Listen, a voice can go a long way.
It can.
Let me tell you.
It can.
Are you comparing his voice to your voice? You're like, is it deep? Is it better
than mine?
If you had to rate on sandwiches, who had the better voice?
But yeah, this guy, I've been following him for years upon years now. And yeah, he's always brought a positive attitude, which is because I've watched a couple of streamers.
Yeah.
And then they just get like salty. They get a little bit downtrodden. It's like, I'm not here for this. I don't know why you're here for this either.
The internet can be so angry and dark, and it's really easy to find that finding someone who's, I mean, no one can be positive all the time.
No, of course not.
Finding someone who has a generally positive outlook and kind of strives to keep that is lovely.
It is. And
facts.
He streams, I think, 5 days a week. I think it might be 6. I can't remember. But if he's not feeling up to streaming that day, he'll post on Twitter, "Hey guys, I'm not feeling it today, y'all." And then he always posts, "But here's a dog picture for payments." Like it's a picture of his dog as payments, and it's really cute.
That's pretty equal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. That's a fair
1000%
trade-off.
is.
Doggo pick.
One of the other things that he does, though, he holds an art contest every single year where he gives away lots of money to like different artists depending on both their skill and how well it works. And so what it is it's pictures of his emotes, if you will, and his character that he has. So he has a cam called Sam, who's Samantha, who has a distinct look, and then he has pandas as emotes, and they all have different personalities, different things. So people draw them in scenes.
Did you say a cam named Sam?
No, mascot named Sam.
Okay, a mascot named Sam.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
You did say Cam named Sam, and I'm like,
Sorry about that.
I just thought it was a Twitch thing. I thought it was like a Twitch slang, and I was like, I've never heard of that, but Brian seems to know what he's talking about.
I thought the same thing, but then I was like, I need to know more about Twitch, so maybe I'll ask.
I think my brain stopped working for a split second, and it went to Cam for Sam.
Happens to me all the time,
but yeah, no, that's one of his mascots is Sam, which stands for Samantha, and so yeah, he does this every single year. Like so many people submit art for this. And one of the cool things that he does is he actually goes through every single piece on stream and actually critiques it. So even if you submit something to him, and even if you're not particularly proud of it or anything, he'll definitely still pick something positive out of it and be like, oh, this actually looks great. Thank you for submitting it. Yeah, exactly. And he spends like 2 days doing it, just going through all of the art.
That's fun.
And then he just gives away a bunch of money at the end to all the winners of it. And he actually uses this as both promotion for those artists, because he always, hey, this is the artist who did it, as well as it's a way for him to find artists to do like emotes for, for all these other things. So one of the ones that won it this year did like an animated like little like GIF scene, and he hired him to do emotes for him.
Nice.
So it's another great way to do that. And also on top of that, he has given away over $100,000 to charities over the years. And it's just an all around amazing dude. If you haven't watched him, he's highly entertaining, and I think you definitely should. And even if you haven't watched him, I guarantee you have seen his emotes in a chat in some Twitch somewhere. His emotes are just ubiquitous on that platform.
They are everywhere, and they are amazing.
They are. They're all panda emotes, or his mascot Sam. They're fabulous. Like, they're just so good. And so if you'd like to find out more about him, I actually got a lot of my info from an interview that he did on YouTube with a person called Travis Gafford. So if you'd like to see the full interview, I think it's about 40 minutes long, and they have a pretty good back and forth. So yeah, that'll about do it for Admiral Bahroo, and he's awesome.
Thank you very much, Brian. That's fantastic.
All right, but unfortunately, that will bring us to the end of this week's episode.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
But we're about not to be.
Oh, man.
But you can always find us online.
To continue the conversation, you can follow us online. Check us out on Twitter for indie game updates, on Instagram for updates and silly images, on Discord for daily discussions, and on Twitch for live gaming and just chatting throughout the week. We are at Taste of Dragons everywhere, and we'd love to hear from you.
That's right. And as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
I'm Manda.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
The Taste of Dragons.
Have a great week, everyone.
I will.
If you were a panda, what would your panda name be?
Pantholomew.
Oh, that's so good.
Black Panther.
I was just gonna be Barry.
Gary?
Barry.
Oh, Barry.
Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast, a podcast for everyone's taste.